Hello and welcome to Danny Says. I am your host, Danny Blackaller. I'm a music producer, sound engineer based here in Plymouth. I have over 15 years of experience of recording and filming local bands here in Devon and Cornwall. The reason for this video is I want to talk about re-releases today. The Australian metalcore band The Amity Affliction are re-releasing their album Let the Ocean Take Me on September 27th. The band have been touring to commemorate the album's 10th anniversary as it was released in 2014. Themselves and their label Pure Noise Records have identified an audience, particularly those like me, that have been unable to go to the shows. It's also worth noting that fans have been missing out because Aaron Singer, the bassist and lead singer, was kicked off mid-tour due to mental health issues and drug addiction. Let the Ocean Take Me was Amity Affliction's fourth studio album, produced by Will Putney, and gave a band a second #1 in the ARIA charts. That's the Australian equivalent of the UK official top 40. It was the second #1 album after their previous release, Chasing Ghosts, released in 2012. Their most recent release, Not Without My Ghosts, released in May 2023, was the first album I had heard from the band that explored lower tunings. Previously, the band had been using guitar tunings right down to like drop A or something like that. For an album that the band had recorded and produced themselves, I was really surprised about the depth and the production on this record. Back in 2014, the appeal to me of this album was the fact that the guitars were quite reduced in the mix and in favor of the backing track and the main leading vocal elements of both Joel and Aaron Singer. Even though Chasing Ghosts, released in 2012, did explore this, and Let the Ocean Take Me did explore this further, for me it was also an album that sticked out because of the strong lyrical themes, as well as the mix and the production on the record. Album reissues are actually not that uncommon these days. They happen almost all the time. It is standard practice. Bands are promoting them particularly a lot for when they are marking anniversaries of a certain release being out in the world. One album re-release that did come to mind when I saw the announcement from the Amity Affliction was DJ Shadow's Introducing. Although it's not a metal or metalcore album, it was groundbreaking when it was released in 1996. It got re-released in 2005. I got it not long after that. The big difference on the re-release version is it featured a second disc called Excessive Ephemera, which included B-sides, remixes, and all sorts of bonus content. I do bore people to tears by the fact that this album was made purely from samples. Josh, aka DJ Shadow, would go around stores all across California trying to get vinyl records, and one of those stores ended up in the album artwork. Moving swiftly on, after the release of their album Creation Destruction in 2013, in the same year Fit for King saw best to re-record their debut album Descendants and do a reissue in the same year. In contrast to the original, Descendants Redo, or Redux I think it's pronounced, Redux was far more aggressive, far better mix, far better production on it versus the original version that was released in 2011. It stuck out particularly to me because I'd already listened to Creation Destruction and I listened to this and the original, and I saw significant positive differences in the reissue. It was also the case that the Redux version of Descendants also featured some heavy hitters on vocals, particularly Matty Mullins. You might know him, he's in a band called Memphis Mayfire, and he's now singing for that band known as Anne Boleyn. Good band. Another notable mention in my vast array of CDs is also The Sickness by Disturbed. Decent album, yeah. Other notable re-releases that have happened over the years has been the album Murmur by R.E.M., Jeff Buckley's album Grace, which featured that world-famous song Hallelujah. There has also been Stop Making Sense by Talking Heads, and the Ramones' self-titled album was known to be the greatest re-release of the greatest album from the greatest punk band in history, when their 1976 album was re-released in 2016 to commemorate its 40th anniversary. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that interesting. I'm hoping to do a lot more videos like this. I'm thinking of doing like reviews of individual releases under Danny Says, also some potential interviews, some discussions with people, maybe in this room, who knows, early days. I can't say yet how frequently these videos will be. Let me know what you think in the comments if you want to see more stuff like this. In the meantime, thank you for watching and enjoy yourselves.